Thanks for joining us. We continue to cover the latest on Helene aftermath. And this morning, the death toll climbing to a staggering 190 lives lost.
94 of those are in North Carolina alone. Unfortunately, those numbers are expected to rise as search crews continue to comb through debris almost a week after the storm. There are also several areas that rescuers haven't been able to reach yet.
This morning over on WCNC Charlotte at 6 a.m., we had the chance to speak live with U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg.
Yeah, we asked him about the conditions of the roads and what the recovery timeline could look like. Here's a piece of that interview.
U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg joins us now live from Washington, D.C. this morning to talk about what's being done to get the roads fixed. Secretary, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thanks. Good morning. Glad to be with you.
All right. So give us an idea. What is a timeline for getting these roads, especially the major interstates like I-40 and I-26, back up and running?
Yeah, I-40 is a clear priority. There are also still parts of I-26 that are compromised, although I was pleased to see how much of that got back up and running by yesterday. We estimate over 400 roads still closed and are engaging with North Carolina's DOT to address them. It's difficult to overstate how profound and widespread the damage is here, and so there's a lot of prioritization that's going to have to go on. Our department's role is largely to make sure that funding is not a barrier. So North Carolina's DOT has signaled to us that they are going to file for what's called emergency relief. That opens up a fund that we can use to provide some of the dollars to get that done, and that can go to everything from preparation and certain kinds of debris removal to getting on with the reconstruction. The latest estimates I've seen from North Carolina's DOT suggest it is months at minimum before there is a full restoration of I-40, but we have seen in many disasters around the country how temporary solutions can be applied to try to get vehicles moving. That's part of what we'll provide technical assistance on, working with the DOT in-state to get as much back to normal as quickly as possible.
Secretary Buttigieg, what do you say to folks who question the response time of this administration?
Well, the administration was there on day one, actually before day one, because many were pre-positioned. Now, this is a storm that, of course, had a path that went across multiple states, but that's exactly why we have thousands of people on the ground. I had a chance to be at the FEMA command center, was briefed by teams by video conference from each of the impacted states. The dedication of responders on the ground and of the emergency support personnel from across the administration supporting them is inspiring. They are working literally around the clock, whether it's the transportation elements that our department is involved in, the folks working to get power back up and running, restoring communications, or any of the other elements. The other thing I'll say is that the president has been very personally involved. Of course, he was traveling yesterday and will be today as well to see for himself the situation. But before that, day before yesterday, had the cabinet agencies brief him as he was pressing all of the different parts of the administration for more information on how to speed things up, make sure that every form of support is there for local leaders trying to get things done. And part of his message was to cut through red tape and any obstacles so that there is no artificial obstacle to getting things addressed.
Well, one of the major issues during rescue efforts has been the lack of cell phone service. But overnight, we learned Elon Musk's Starlink will provide free satellite internet service to those affected by the storm.
It's going to be available for the next 30 days. However, to register online is kind of difficult, of course, with folks who don't have a connection. So others who do have service can put those orders in, and then Starlink will deliver kits and instructions to people who need them the most. And coming up in a few hours, WCNC Charlotte, the American Red Cross, teaming up to accept donations to help storm victims. Phone lines will be open from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. You can also scan the QR code on your screen to donate now.
There are many ways you can donate to help those in need today. The Charlotte Knights are also hosting a supply drive at Truist Field. You can drop your donations off anytime between 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Again, like Ben said, we have that phone bank with the Red Cross. That's coming up in about 20 minutes. And then you can also go to our website, WCNC.com. We have a list of different ways you can help as well.
All right. We'll see you back here tomorrow.